Hello, everybody. Welcome to another great episode of Distilled, Brewed, and Reviewed. My name is John. This is the world famous sipping den down here. Do you know that I review everything that has anything to do with coffee and alcohol? I do it all for you. And I put a playlist together to blow your socks clean off your feet. Because I have categorized everything so you can find everything I do easily. You go on the playlist. You look at the categories like, oh, this sounds interesting. This sounds interesting. You're never going to leave. But so what? It's the best way to spend the rest of your life in that playlist. There's no better place to be. And no better place to be. And it's free. Just rhyme that. That's pretty good. All right. So anyway, welcome. Welcome to the channel. I'm doing a new series. You're here. You probably know about it. A 50-state coffee journey, USA. I am representing one coffee roaster from all 50 states. Right? It's going to be 50 reviews every Sunday. I'm putting them out. Took me a year to put this together. It's going to take a year to do it, right? 50 states, 50 weeks. The way I found these coffee houses is I looked for a variety of things. First of all, I wanted to be local, people that roast their own coffee. And I looked at the reviews that everybody had, and I just read about their company. Honestly, that's why it took a year. Anyway, so where am I at now? And this one's going to be perfect. I'm talking about it in a minute. This is King's Peak Coffee Company. Coffee Roasters, actually, is I think the full name. They're out of Salt Lake City, Utah. They're going to be representing Utah. You know what's cool about this one? They do one finished in a bourbon barrel, and that is nothing better for the channel. I'm killing the whiskey and the coffee in one fell swoop. So, they aged the green beans in barrels at Sugarhouse Distillery. So I looked up Sugarhouse Distillery, of course I did, in Utah. And they do a lot of different things. They do rum and vodkas and moonshine and bourbon and everything else. So it seemed like a cool company. Obviously, they're using local to do this, which is another cool thing, of course. My whole thing is doing local. Garland Ledbetter, that is the owner and master roaster of King's Peak. What they specialize is in having direct trade relationships with farmers. They're real big on knowing the farmer and having a relationship with them. They do pay a little extra for the beans. They're big on making sure that everybody's kind of compensated for their work. Okay, a lot of coffee places are that way. It's a cool thing. I wish everybody could kind of catch on to it. So anyway, out of Salt Lake City, Utah, what they like to say is small farm grown and Utah roasted. Yeah. Single origin and blended coffees. All right, they do single origin and blended. In this case, like I said, they put the green beans in that whiskey barrel after they empty the bourbon out to absorb that delicious flavor, and then they roast it. And they of course, not only do they sell their coffee online, which I encourage you to go to this website and check it out, but they sell coffee supplies, grinders, different ways to make coffee. That's cool. They sell bundles, where it's a coffee maker or a grinder and the coffee. They have cool bundles. This is cool for gifts too, by the way. And they have swag, of course. So, here are the beans. I'm going to tell you something. I get flavored coffee like this. When I say flavored, I mean aged in barrels. It's a big difference. When I can, because obviously I like this kind of stuff. And I could tell you, man, all right, so let me explain this smell to you. Not only are you getting the rich, fresh roasted coffee smell, which is always just, to me, incredible. There's not a whole hell of a lot that smells better than that. But now we're getting in. As you know, I've been in the bourbon industry for a lot of years, and I've done a lot of barrel picks, and I have a lot of barrels at the house that I get sent after I do a barrel pick a lot of times. I mean, I get rid of them. I keep some of them. Anyway, I know the smell of that bourbon, that beautiful bourbon in the barrel with the wood. And this has the coffee and that bourbon barrel smell. Sometimes when I get a fresh barrel I put in the garage smells like that for a little while. It's beautiful. Now you're adding the coffee to it. It's a wonderful smell. Oh, man. Make a cologne like that. I'll be all over it. I might be dead, man. I don't know if anybody else, but shit, I'll just sit there all day long. happy as a lark. All right, so let's get into the smell of this bad boy. Anyway, French press. And that's another thing. On my playlist, I will have ways to make coffee. And I go over and I make it simple for you, right? You don't get all those scales. You don't need to do all that measured. I make it simple. How to make coffee in a lot of different styles. You should check that out. I'm going to change your life, because if you've been wanting to try something, you're a little intimidated, just follow my instructions. You'll be done. All right. See, it's a beautiful marriage, man. That is a beautiful marriage of coffee smell and the bourbon whiskey smell. You're getting the barrel, which is a good smell, the wood. If you've ever been in a cooperage, and the whiskey, which is a good smell, if you've ever been in a distillery, and the coffee, which I know you have been, all right? I know you have been in coffee houses. So that's the smell, and it's beautiful. Drinking out of my double walled cup. I did a review on these too. See how it's double glass right here? It's kind of like the Tervis and the Yeti type cups where they have double walls, keep stuff hot. Well, you'll drink it way before it gets cool. All right. Wow. Tasting that. Beautiful taste of the coffee. The traditional coffee taste with a kiss of oak. A kiss of oak. Just a kiss. Just a light kiss. And then another little heavier, but still a peck of the bourbon mixed in. It's giving you the vanilla. It's giving you cocoa, both, which is hard to get because usually one outshines the other. That's good stuff, man. And people say, I could just pour bourbon in it. Some of it's not the same thing as when it gets infused. It's not. It's more subtle. It's better than. Because one way the bourbon's almost ruined the coffee. The coffee's ruined the bourbon. When you do it this way, though, see, it's married. It's a beautiful together. That vanilla and cocoa and that bourbon and the sweetness you get from the bourbon and the cocoa from the coffee and the vanilla from the wood. I mean, it's good. They did a good job, man. No artificial. See, it's real from the barrel. It's beautiful. I'm telling you, never had it. Well, let's talk about, so the coffee's fantastic. Let's talk about Utah, shall we? What's the capital? Salt Lake City. Founded January 4th, 1896. Wow, the state was. 3.3 million people, not a lot, kind of like Kentucky. We have about 4 million now. We're sneaking up there. Motto, industry. The bird, the California gull. Fish, Bonneville cutthroat trout. And the mammal is the Rocky Mountain elk. That's interesting facts. Do you know it is home to 5 national parks? Yeah, the state is. Archers, Bryce Canyon, Canyonlands, Capitol Reef, and Zion. Park City, Utah is the largest ski resort in the United States. So there's a reason to visit right there, as if the other ones weren't. And if the ski resorts are smart, they're serving this coffee. Southern Utah is home to the world's largest concentration of natural sandstone arches, sandstone arches. It's the driest state in the U.S. I didn't know that, and I wouldn't have guessed it in a million years. Largest collection of dinosaur bones in the world. It's kind of cool. And it is ranked the safest state in the U.S., and that says everything right there. That's all I need to know right there. Yeah. I'm trying to, you can get a coffee club, monthly box of 2 12-ounce bags, and each month is a different coffee. I like this place. I did the research, and it worked out, all right? And that's a beautiful thing. If you're wrong, you're wrong. But, you do it, you try. Not always. See, I hit with this, see? We're done. I'm just talking to you here, so if you want to leave, it's over. But if you do, so I've been on bourbon tasting panels at different places, and when you taste a lot, so you're obviously you spit it out, but even then, on high proof whiskeys, for example, your tongue will get numb, your lips will get numb, and you get kind of useless after a while. One thing you'll learn if you do it long enough is you can almost, because flavor 85% of what you taste, you smell. All right. So when you do it long enough, you could smell and pretty much know how things taste. You really can. You could smell, and then if you want to taste from, you don't have to taste everything all the time. The smell gets so good that it kind of substitutes for having to taste it. And I'm telling you right now, man, that smells good. It smells good. Tastes good too, but I could just sit here and smell the damn thing all day. That's just wonderful. By the way, my kitchen smells so damn good before I made this up there that, oh man. Mm-mm-mm. Anyway, I'm excited. You know, I love coffee. I really do. And I love everything I review. So if you want to join me in this journey, this channel journey, not just this coffee journey, which I think you should click on the playlist. I'll have a link to this playlist, my 50-state coffee journey, in the first comment. I'll have it pinned. I'll have a link. You just hit it, and all the states will pop up that I've done so far. And then you can read about the states and the different coffees and the ones I picked out, the ones I did the research on, the ones I checked the reviews on, the ones I got into their thing in the about and read all that, and on and on and on. Did it all for you. So you might have a favorite place. There's other ones. There's other great places. I know that. If you do, let me know. Just if you've been to Utah, if you're from Utah, give a shout out to your state. Only positive here, okay? We're positive. You get up in the morning, you drink your coffee, you're putting yourself in a positive mode, right? Coffee's it's a beautiful thing. It's shared around the world. It's great to share with friends. It's great to relax and do it by yourself. The whole process of making it is fun. And so we're going to always keep things positive, okay? We get enough negative news. We'll keep it positive on this channel. All right, see you.